Right now, you think you understand how big you are. You don't. You see yourself in the mirror every day. You walk through rooms, down streets, past buildings. You have a sense of scale. You feel like you matter, like you take up space in this world. But here's the truth. By the end of this video, you'll realize you're smaller than you ever imagined. And the universe, it's bigger than your brain can actually comprehend. Let's start simple. You're a human being. Average height, maybe around 1.7 meters tall. In your daily life, you feel substantial. You're bigger than your dog, bigger than your furniture, certainly bigger than insects crawling across your floor. You occupy space, you have presence, you matter. But let's zoom in for a moment. Your body is made of cells, about 100 trillion of them. Each one is incredibly small, between 10 and 100 micrometers across. That's 0.00001 meters. You'd need a microscope just to see a single one. Inside each cell is DNA, the blueprint of life. The DNA strand is just 2 nanometers wide. That's 2 billionths of a meter. Go smaller still, you're made of atoms. Hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen. Each atom is about 0.1 nanometers across. Your body contains approximately 7 octillion atoms. That's a 7 followed by 27 zeros. You are built from things so unimaginably small that you will never ever see them with your naked eye. Trillions upon trillions of tiny building blocks. Let's pull back. You're standing on Earth. Our planet has a diameter of about 12,742 kilometers. It's big, right? It feels massive. You could spend your entire life exploring it and never see everything. But let's put you in perspective. If you could somehow gather every human on Earth and stand them shoulder to shoulder, you could fit about 1 trillion people on the planet's surface. The volume of Earth? About 1 trillion cubic kilometers. Your volume? Roughly 0.07 cubic meters. Do the math, and you are approximately 1/10 billionth of Earth's volume. You barely register. You're a speck on a speck. Now let's talk about our Sun. The Sun is 109 times wider than Earth. You could fit 1.3 million Earths inside it. If Earth was a marble, the Sun would be a beach ball, about 2 meters wide, sitting 100 meters away. From where you're standing, the Sun is 150 million kilometers away. That distance is called 1 astronomical unit. Light from the Sun takes 8 minutes to reach us. If you got in a car and drove toward the Sun at highway speed, 100 kilometers per hour, non-stop, it would take you 170 years to get there. Our solar system extends far beyond the Sun, out past Mars, past Jupiter and Saturn, past Uranus and Neptune. Neptune orbits about 4.5 billion kilometers from the Sun. The entire solar system, including the distant Oort cloud, spans roughly 287 billion kilometers. You haven't even left your cosmic neighborhood yet, and you're already dealing with distances that make your brain hurt. Our Sun is one star, just one. In our galaxy, the Milky Way, there are between 100 and 400 billion stars, each one potentially with its own planets, its own story. The Milky Way is a spiral galaxy, about 100,000 light-years across. A light-year is the distance light travels in 1 year, moving at 300,000 kilometers per second. That's 9.5 trillion kilometers. So, our galaxy is 100,000 times 9.5 trillion kilometers wide. Light from one side of the galaxy takes 100,000 years to reach the other side. Think about that. If an alien civilization on the far side of our galaxy pointed a flashlight at us right now, that light wouldn't reach Earth until the year 10,025. We're located about 26,000 light-years from the center of the Milky Way, in a minor spiral arm called the Orion Arm. We're in the suburbs of our galaxy, not the center, not the edge, just somewhere in between. And we're moving. Our entire solar system orbits the galactic center at 828,000 kilometers per hour. It takes us about 230 million years to complete one orbit. The last time we were in this exact position in the galaxy, dinosaurs hadn't even evolved yet. Now let's talk scale. If the Milky Way galaxy was the size of the United States, coast to coast, our entire solar system would be the size of a quarter. That coin you have in your pocket, Earth would be smaller than a single grain of sand. And you would be completely invisible, smaller than an atom on that grain of sand. Let that sink in for a moment. Oh, and one more thing. The nearest star to us, Proxima Centauri, is 4.24 light-years away. Using our fastest spacecraft ever built, it would take 73,000 years to get there. We are breathtakingly, incomprehensibly isolated in space. But the Milky Way isn't alone. It's part of something called the Local Group, a collection of more than 80 galaxies bound together by gravity. The Local Group spans about 10 million light-years. Our nearest major galactic neighbor is Andromeda, a spiral galaxy even larger than the Milky Way. It's 2.5 million light-years away. That means the light you see from Andromeda left that galaxy 2.5 million years ago, when early humans were just learning to use stone tools. Andromeda is moving toward us at 110 kilometers per second. In about 4.5 billion years, our two galaxies will collide and merge into one enormous elliptical galaxy. But don't worry, you won't be around to see it. Now zoom out further. The Local Group is part of an even larger structure called the Laniakea supercluster. It's 520 million light-years across and contains about 100,000 galaxies. That's 100 quadrillion stars. A quadrillion is a million billion. Try to imagine that. 100 quadrillion stars, each one potentially with planets, each planet potentially with moons, with weather, with geology. Some might even have life. And remember, you are one organism on one planet, orbiting one star, in one galaxy, in one supercluster. You're not even a rounding error in the cosmic census. You don't register. At this scale, entire planets disappear into statistical noise. But we're still not done. Let's go all the way out to the biggest scale we can possibly comprehend. The observable universe. It's about 93 billion light-years in diameter, not 13.8 billion, even though the universe is 13.8 billion years old. That's because space itself has been expanding this entire time, stretching the distance between objects. Within this observable universe, there are an estimated 2 trillion galaxies. 2,000 billion galaxies. Each one contains billions or even hundreds of billions of stars. The total number of stars in the observable universe, about 200 billion trillion. That's a 2 followed by 23 zeros. More stars than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. More stars than seconds that have passed since the Big Bang. More stars than words spoken by every human who has ever lived. But here's the thing. This is only the observable universe, the part we can see. Beyond this cosmic horizon, there's more. How much more? We don't know. It could be infinite. There are galaxies out there we will never see. Not because our telescopes aren't good enough, but because the space between us and them is expanding faster than light can travel. Those galaxies are beyond our cosmic horizon, forever out of reach, forever invisible. Entire regions of the universe, potentially infinite in size, that we can never, ever observe. Now let's talk about you again. The observable universe has a volume of approximately 4 times 10 to the 80 power cubic meters. That's a 4 with 80 zeros after it. You have a volume of about 0.07 cubic meters. Your proportion of the observable universe is roughly 2/10 trillionths of a percent. That's 2 divided by 1 with 80 zeros after it. You are, for all practical purposes, nothing. A rounding error so small, it might as well not exist. And if we factor in time, the universe is 13.8 billion years old. If you compress that entire history into a single calendar year, starting with the Big Bang on January 1st, modern humans would appear at 11:50 p.m. on December 31st, 10 minutes before midnight. Your entire life? If you lived to be 80 years old, you'd exist for less than 0.2 seconds on that cosmic calendar. All of recorded human history, every empire, every war, every discovery, every work of art, every person who ever lived. That's about 14 seconds. 14 seconds out of an entire year. So what does all this mean? Every human being who has ever existed, every laugh, every tear, every moment of joy and heartbreak, every war fought, every peace treaty signed, every invention, every discovery, every song ever written, all of it happened on a tiny blue dot in a quiet corner of one galaxy, among trillions of galaxies, in a universe so vast that our brains literally cannot comprehend it. In 1990, the Voyager 1 spacecraft took a photograph of Earth from 6 billion kilometers away. Earth appeared as a single pixel, suspended in a beam of sunlight. Carl Sagan called it the pale blue dot. He wrote, "Everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives on that dot." Think about that. Every king and peasant, every hero and villain, every creator and destroyer, all on that pale blue dot. We are unimaginably small, and yet we understand this. We can do the math. We can build telescopes and peer into the depths of space and time. We can measure distances in billions of light years. We can comprehend our own insignificance. We are the universe experiencing itself. We are stardust that became conscious. The atoms in your body were forged in the hearts of dying stars billions of years ago, scattered across space in supernova explosions, and eventually came together to form you. You are small, impossibly, incomprehensibly small, but you exist, against all odds, in a universe that is mostly empty space and dark energy, on a tiny rock orbiting an average star. You are here, conscious, aware, thinking about your place in the cosmos. And that might be the rarest thing in the entire universe. We might be alone out here. In all those trillions of galaxies, we might be the only ones asking these questions. Or there might be millions of other civilizations doing exactly what we're doing right now, looking up at the stars and feeling incredibly, wonderfully small. Either way, it's extraordinary. You are smaller than you ever imagined. The universe is vaster than you can truly comprehend. Numbers stop making sense. Distances become meaningless. Your brain simply cannot hold the scale of it all. But you're here. Right now, you're standing on a rock that's flying through space at 1.3 million miles per hour. You're orbiting a star that's orbiting a galaxy that's moving through a universe that's expanding in all directions forever. And somehow, against all odds, you exist. So the next time you worry about something small, remember this: you're already small, smaller than you can imagine. But you're also part of something so vast, so ancient, so beautiful, that it defies description. Thanks for watching.